Hey, what's up, lightboltjoe here. Today we're going to discuss the 1996 cult classic film The Craft, starring Robin Tooney, Fairuza Balk, Neve Campbell, Rachel True, Skeet Ulrich is in this. Who else is in this? Breckin Meyer is in this. A bunch of other people are in this. A bunch of 90s people are in this. This is a true quintessential 90s film, hour 40-something minutes long, horror film. It's very dark, and it tackles racism. Tackles assaults. It tackles power. It talks about nature. But what happens when you're given so much power? What happens when you conjure so much power? Can it be taken away? Can it be overused? Can it be harmful? Stuff. So there's a lot of metaphor to this film, but it's very well executed in regards to a witchcraft kind of film, a modern 90s witchcraft film. I think it's exceptionally well done. It still holds up. It still irks you in certain scenes that it's supposed to irk you. And I think it still holds true almost 30 years later as to how well executed it was. So Robin Tooney plays Deb in Empire Records, which came out in 95. And she shaves her head for Empire Records. And this started production, The Craft started production, I think like a month or so right after the production of Empire Records ended. Empire Records is one of my favorite films. We celebrate every April 8th for Rex Manning Day. So she had to wear a wig in the entirety of this film because she didn't have long hair because she shaved all her hair. She had a buzz cut in Empire Records. She buzzed her hair on camera for Empire Records. The character of Deb is flawless. So for Robin to then go straight from Deb to then this character of Sarah, it's pretty cool because I would have never known that that's a wig, and that's the magic of Hollywood, right? Magic of Hollywood. You can do anything. So what I really love about this film being a mid-90s film is the beautiful balance that it has between practical effects and CGI. It's not heavily saturated on CGI. They use it as a element, not a full-blown productional tool kind of a thing. It's just you have the candles coming to life on them on their own. That's not like CGI type of things. And like the girls floating is obviously there's some contraptions and wires and stuff going on, and it's not just green screened continuously like a lot of the projects we have now. So I really love that grit that the 70s, 80s, 90s films have because of that practical effects, the practical props, the practical magistry of it all. It's really neat. I like the fighting of the girls throughout. I like the manipulating of the weather. Skeet Ulrich is in this as well, and it's interesting watching him and Neve be in both 96 films, The Craft horror film and Scream horror film. It's very rare that you have two of the same main characters playing two of the same main characters in back-to-back films in the same exact year in the same exact genre. It's very rare. So it's pretty cool seeing that as well, from a horror perspective, from a movie perspective. Just a fan of films in general, and you're a fan of certain talent and you watch their career for many years, many decades. It's cool seeing back to the original stuff. I haven't seen The Craft in a long time. I was a kid last time I saw this. And it's spooky. It's a spooky film. The snakes are flying everywhere, and the scene where Fairuza's got the images of the snakes coming out of her head and the spiders and scorpions and stuff just coming out and stuff, it still creeps me out all these years later. And that's what's cool about this, is that I still get creeped out watching this almost 30 years later. It's just a wild experience watching this film. And then Blumhouse decided to do Craft Legacy 2020, I think, 2021. So I've never seen it. I never had any interest in it. But Nicholas Galitzine in it. We did do a marathon of him recently. So we're going to do another film or two of Nick's to round out our Nick movie marathon, which we've almost watched almost every single project of his. Almost. Not everything. Almost. But this touches on a lot of realism for stuff people are going through, because life is not pretty. And it's messy, and some people have it worse than you, kind of a thing. And so it explores those societal aspects of these individuals at this, private, preppy Catholic high school. And I think it was well handled. I think it's still talked about appropriately to this day, how certain elements are referenced then compared to now. I think it still holds true. I think it still will be relevant 30 years from now as well. 60th anniversary of the film. What's going to happen with the world at that point in regards to social norms and conversations? Who knows? But that's what's cool about this. It's a conversation film. It's well done horror. Everybody does an incredible job with the work they're done, with the work they're given. The Craft, 96 horror film. On to the next review. Mahalo.